Coming soon, RPG Blender Live. Follow our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/RPGblender to join the adventure. Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender, where we give lesser played games or forgotten settings the roll of the dice they deserve. I'm your host, Game Master George, thrilled to welcome you to the next step in our adventure. Our characters are about to travel through the portal to Damen's world, but what awaits them in a world ruined by the forces of good? Find out as we venture into the converging worlds of Dungeons & Dragons in Rejects and Dragons, Beyond the Portal. When we last left our adventurers, they had finished clearing out the tower of Verathul and had enacted a plan where they would step through the portal into the world of Damen, to the city of Craig Boshun. We join
Greatest
them
named city in the world.
on that. Yes. And what do you do?
All right. I'll lead and make my way through the portal and follow after me. There's certainly a chance we won't be able to return, and if that's the case, it will be imperative for us to find a way to replicate the portal magic, utilizing the details we've seen on these discs, so that we can create a means to return.
As long as we have the disc, we have a way to return.
Well,
I'm willing.
At least, the details and qualities of it. It will take time and magic and all sorts of things, but at the very least, we'll have a means to recreate a way back to here.
And George, I just want to take some time looking over the portal itself to see if the details that I've already disseminated by us looking at the map, from the sand map to the discs we have here, to look for the other details so that I can identify what is probably the runes relative to this portal.
Okay. Yes, you were able to find that from the map itself.
Okay.
You have the necessary code in order to return here.
Beautiful. Okay.
Okay. Then, I guess there's nothing else but give it a whirl. Oh, okay.
And Damon will... I can't remember. Did we activate the portal? If we didn't, I
did once
the portal.
before, and then you deactivated it.
Okay, so now it's time to activate it. So setting up the discs and all that goodness. We, time
to do it.
Right.
For realsies.
You slot the discs in, you then activate it using its convenient power switch, at which point it sparks to life, the mist swirling in the hole, eventually coalescing into a purple screen, just inviting you to walk through.
I turn to the other two and I go,
Yeah, that's totally normal. That's how it looks. That's portal magic.
All right, so do you want to go through first, and then if you return, then we'll know that it's a two-way, and if you don't return in a minute or two, we'll assume it's one-way.
Yeah.
At least you have returned to your world.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, here we go.
and I slowly trudge my way in, definitely being sluggish due to the large amount of coins I'm dragging. But I slowly trudge my way into the portal.
You step through the portal and out onto the other side without breaking stride, and you find yourself in a familiar storehouse. Everything around you looks very run down. The portal behind you is still active.
Okay, that's a good sign.
And then I will turn around and stick my head through the portal.
You stick your head through the portal, and Damon's head emerges from the other side of the portal.
Well, good to know.
I hit the button.
No.
No, I smile. I say, all right, well, that's a good sign.
Yes.
And then I'll step all the way through.
Which, as long as the portal is not tampered, we should be okay. Which does bring up some questions. For instance, there is a witch still wandering about here. And in fact, at least that form of that being belongs in my world. So this may be concerning. But in theory, I guess she would go in. I don't really know. I mean, if she wants more from this place, she might not want to go back, and might cut us off.
I was going to ask, do you think it is best to disable the portal as long as we can reactivate it to come back, or is it better to leave it open the entire time? I mean, if it is open, then anyone could just walk into this and arrive here.
Well, that's a very good question. First off,
and I'm gonna put down my backpack and start getting rid of a whole bunch of coin that's been dragging me down, so that I can try and move normally.
I think it's safe to say, as long as the portal works properly, we can store things in this building. Choose wherever you wish to keep your personal belongings and store them. As far as
Right here, I do not need to store anything anywhere. But if I'm over encumbered, I suppose I could just leave it here at the portal. It seems the most convenient place to grab it if need be.
Yeah, totally. I kind of feel like, I don't know, with a witch wandering around here, maybe we should try and hide it a little bit, but...
The witch has need of your currency? What would she use it for?
The
Also, who
currency
is...
is of... sorry, the currency is of value where I come from.
But who is going to be selling things to a witch?
I believe...
George, do I know her relevancy to Craig Boshun, the greatest named city in the world?
You had suspected that she could fit the bill, but you were not able to positively identify her as that person.
Okay. So I'm not 100% certain about that detail. Okay.
Well, to put it in perspective, for instance, I believe there's someone like her who actually has a say in how that city is ruled.
There is a witch in charge of the city that we are going to.
There are 5 people in charge.
5
of that
witches
city.
in charge?
Not witches.
Six.
Not witches. 6. There are 6 people
Oh
who are in charge of this. 6 referred to as merchant princes. Right,
So
George?
these merchant princes are just like the sorcerer kings. They are all witches of great power, and they enslave the people. It seems our lands are not so different after all.
Take it. Cool your horses for a second, Aberion. It's not really.
I don't have any horses.
Slavery. It's a saying. They use it there as well. You're gonna have to get used to this kind of thing. They oversee this city, which is a neutral city among the land. It's its own ruling function, and those 6 people oversee.
So it is like Tyr. It is a free city.
Yes, exactly. But there is another power, Alamario's chosen, that oversee majority of the world. A bit of a little too firm of a hand on the people and lives and your ability to choose how to live. It's a bit of a problem. But
This being, is he incredibly powerful? He is like on par somewhat with a witch or a sorcerer king, or what?
I don't know if you know what gods are, but kind of like a god.
No, you don't.
And you see, like,
There are no
Aberion-
gods in, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't quite know, so he sort of just opens his mouth and just like nods, pretending.
Okay. Aberion, if you could choose to do something, you really wanted to do something, what would you want to do?
I want to bring my family back.
Okay, he could do it.
He could bring back my family.
Yes, but it's at his purview, and whether or not he thinks that you're worth it, or if you're endangering the people. And because you come from a different place, you're probably corrupted and need to be snuffed out. So he'll make sure your family never comes back, and you will go away too. That's the kind of power we're talking.
I do not like this person.
No, me neither. He's not great. He's sort of a bummer.
So we should steer very clear of wherever he is.
Yes. However, the good news is where we're going is a neutral city. Because of their economic presence and as much as they give to the realm, they are allowed their sort of individual freedom and have kept themselves neutral as far as the world and what's been going on. Which what that means is, though there will be probably some of Alamario's chosen within the city, they are not exactly the end-all be-all of power there. There may be some presence, but not all of it. And as long as we keep a low profile, we should be, for the most part, okay. We will probably, and I motion to Aberion's outfit, probably need to get you something new, but that's okay because we have coin, so we can do that. We'll get you updated.
Hey, disguise. You wish me to disguise myself?
Well, actually, what I'd like to do is give you equipment that will make you much more capable, because you are working with, no pun intended, bones, and there's more meat to put on your bones.
I think my weapons and armor would suffice to be more effective with meat attached to them.
Again, it is a saying, Aberion.
But they are also bones. How am I supposed to know this is an expression? You are literally, I am using bones as weapons. That is, I'm not
I
supposed.
pull out my dagger that's on my hip, and I go,
More of this.
and I flick the metal tip of it.
Yes, metal weapons.
Exactly.
That is something I could get behind. Very well.
And better armor, and maybe some more clothes. You are a bit raggy compared to the normal individual in my world.
So you do want me to put on a disguise? You want me to blend in? I can do this. You can just say put on a disguise, and I will do it.
Well, I'm hoping it won't be as much a disguise as a sort of a new experience and something you might actually like. But
Yeah, I'm gonna wear
I
it.
do not think I will need a permanent fixture. Once I return to where I have come from, I will probably need to return to this outfit as it is the most practical. But depending upon how long we stay in this new city, maybe I will wear whatever disguise you have deemed fit for me.
just keep an open mind.
Very
I'm
well.
taking notes the entire time you guys are talking.
So just to explain a bit for you all, yes, the world that I come from is sort of ruled by Alamariel and Alamario's chosen, specifically 4 harbingers that are sort of the fulcrum of his power. Where we're going, probably less relevant, but still something to keep in mind. But this is a merchant city that we're going to, a prosperous city, Craig Boshun, greatest named city in the world. And it sort of run on capital, on coin.
As I jingle the large bag of coin that I have that I've been kind of starting to tuck away on one of the shelves.
And as such, that will be a bit of a focus for us to grease some palms and get some information. But there may be pieces to this puzzle that we may want to investigate. I would suggest, perhaps, we try to make our way back to that tower that I was at before I was sent here.
Where you fought the paladin.
Yes, exactly. That radiant buffoon who sort of really messed up all of our days.
All right. So
Good place to start.
when we leave the portal into your world, do you want me to try and close the portal? Or should we look and see if there's a switch or something to turn it off on your side?
Yes, that was my question before.
And a good question. We'll investigate from that side, because if we were to disable it from here and not have a means to
Yes, I
return,
agree.
Lose our access. Yes, let us go to the other side then. I'm ready
Okay.
to be rid of this place.
and I suggest everybody just drop off whatever you need to.
And I'm going to drop off a handful of things in this room.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Before I do that, I will look at Levi and I'll say,
Actually, Levi, we should probably utilize your rod,
For?
locking our stuff up.
And how would the rod do that?
One of the doors that only a rod can unlock.
Oh yeah, that does make sense.
Barian, I understand you're not so concerned of this, but I still believe, for what we have gathered thus far, it would really suck if we just lost it all because we left it in plain sight.
There is wisdom in this, yes. But at the same time, you said this is a merchant city, no? And that coin is what buys you power. I think it is imperative that one of us carry enough coin that we can influence people appropriately rather than have it all stored away where we cannot use it.
Oh, certainly.
I say as I rifle through my backpack and I pull out what looks like a chess set and I go,
But I probably don't need this, and a couple of other things.
Okay, very well. Yeah, I guess I will take half of the coins I am carrying and I will store them with you. Let us go.
Okay.
So George, we're gonna go to one of our storage rooms.
Right. The one off of the demonstration room, I assume?
Yeah.
The large hall where it was the one that required the rod in order to open.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
mm-hmm. And
Great.
then we'll store stuff.
Do you look like you're struggling to carry your stuff?
As we go from the portal room to there, I'm definitely moving slower than you guys.
I can probably help with this.
It's just all these damn coins.
I say as I'm dragging 1,000 copper pieces. And I leave 1,050 copper pieces. What is the weight again? It's what? 50 coins equals a pound?
So each coin is 0.02 pounds.
Exactly.
Oh my god. I drop off 21 pounds of fucking copper. So that's how much that is. And Damen looks worlds better. So just for reference sake, Damen stores away in there a huge pile of copper coins, a chess set. Yeah, the pile of coin in the chess set is probably good enough.
Baran will also drop off 1,000 copper. So he'll drop
Are
off
you storing
20
your
pounds
stuff?
of coins.
Are you all storing your stuff together, or are you each taking separate chests in that
Separate
room?
I'm gonna take a separate chest or box or
Yeah,
whatever.
makes sense.
Okay, then
Yeah,
I need
fair
each one of you to
end.
pick one number from 1 to 20.
Oh, on the off
we-
chance that we get something in one of these chests, or that it mimics
Exactly.
and murders us. Cool.
Exactly.
Do we tell you the number or?
Yes, tell me the
I
number.
choose 15 because I rolled 15.
Because you said 1 to 20, yeah, I was gonna roll this also. We'll leave it up to fate, and I got a 9.
And I also got a 15. I put mine in Levi's box. No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
If you started, I would just take my stuff out, so it's fine.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I thought we were cool, Levi.
No. Let's just try this again. Let's just do it. 16, much better. I choose 16.
The chest next to Levi's chest.
Right.
I go, I guess he's not cool with this.
Okay.
I'm going to put my stuff far away from you.
None of you find anything of particular use in the chest that you store your shit in.
Okay.
Okay. And then you make your way back to the portal to resume your interrupted.
Yes. Okay, so now we will begin our way into Craig Boshun, the greatest named city in the world.
Is that the full title of the city? Like, we have to say that every time we say the name, or is that just...
Yes, actually, it's very disrespectful if you don't.
And I will roll deception on that.
I do not even want to make an insight check. I believe you, so it's fine.
Cool. We'll throw dice just to throw dice. Ooh.
That wasn't bad.
I got
Rolled a 10 for a 14, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Okay, so you all know the gist of the situation. I honestly, as I was going to Craig Boshun, when I was sent here, I wasn't very far into my journey, in which I was trying to recover notable items of power to help the forces try and beat back this malicious force of quote and unquote good, which has started to take a bit of a sickening grasp on civilization. So the tower that I am referencing is actually where that item may be, and with that, a little bit more information about what's going on.
And do you remember where the tower was?
To the north of Craig Boshun, greatest city in the world.
And it was also visible on the map that I showed you.
Oh shoot! And it's in a body of water now, isn't it?
No, it is in the northern section of the map, far from Craig Boshun. It is on that.
Oh, it's completely disconnected
Yeah,
and in a different teleportation. In what, Gavost?
to the south of the Gavostian capital.
Of the Gavostian capital. So I will mention this.
The tower that I was investigating, however, is now south of the Gavostian capital, which is concerning. But
Where
One
is
of
that in relation to us? Where is that? Is that close by? Like, how much further do we have to travel?
that's in my world.
Barian, it's a completely different realm. It seems that things have been shuffled up a bit.
So we should go back? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, if we wish to follow that lead, which we can, we would be heading to Gavost instead of Craig Boshun, greatest named city in the world. But that said, there is another tower that looks to be to the south of Craig Boshun, greatest named city in the world. Does somebody else recognize it?
Not on the sand, but if we looked at it, maybe.
Okay. Well then, at a minimum, let's cross through, take a look at the portal. You can take your first breath of land, my land.
It's a trade city, isn't it?
Of Namora. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'd love to buy some plants.
Oh, that brings up a good point. Levi,
And I point to Ivy.
that isn't natural and would definitely flag just about anybody that you are not of this world and probably need to be dealt with immediately.
Really? I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody here thinks that it's, nobody does this here either. But beyond giving me questioning looks and questioning questions, most people leave me alone about it.
Yeah, my world, when I was saying it's got sort of a firm grasp on the people and their freedoms, yeah, that thing, if they don't understand it, they'll probably take it from you forcefully and then investigate it, or they'll kill you and then make sure that anything about it is burned and salted to make sure that nothing like it could possibly come back, because it is an affront to the powers.
I mean, they don't even know it, but that's okay.
Well, that's the problem. Is
No,
that
no,
if it's
no,
a potential danger,
I
they'll
understand.
remove it.
I understand. So I need a big coat.
Can you tuck her in? Can she go like into your proper clothes?
If I'm wearing something big, like I would have to wear a coat or like some sort of cloak, something like that.
Okay.
But
Well, we can get
otherwise,
clothes. Well, I mean, that will be the first thing we need to do in anyway. Just in
otherwise,
general.
just for description's sake, like the length of ivy and everything like that, as far as like the vine is decently long, like again, a little over 10 feet. That normally wraps around my arm and rests just above my hand, however, or near my shoulder. However, the body of ivy that actually is attached into me, which my clothes are kind of fitted to allow it to like be out-ish, is about the size of a smallish backpack.
Well, I suppose you could. I mean, until we're able to actually properly cover you, you could maybe play it off as if you were a worshiper of nature.
Yeah, I'll just wear a big old cloak and it'll look like a backpack.
Yeah, you could wear a bag on top of it, and it will look like you
Yeah,
have
I'll
a
buy
bag.
another bag and wear it over ivy. Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, you don't even have to do that. I mean, we can just find a bag around here so that you don't have to walk around with it at all, invisible.
To the storeroom!
And then we go back to the storage room.
And we look for a backpack.
Really getting in his steps for the day.
Yeah, you step through the portal into the storeroom. Everything appears very dilapidated. The chests broken open, the wood beginning to rot.
What do you think just happened in the 5 minutes since we went upstairs?
Well, to clarify, I said storeroom, George, but I meant our storage room.
Okay. All right. You go back to your storage room looking for a backpack.
Yeah, you got it. We're looking for what stuff we could utilize to help Levi cover up Ivy.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a backpack. It
Give
doesn't even
me
have to be a
an
big backpack.
investigation roll with disadvantage because you were confusing me.
That seems fair.
You got it. Here we go. Da 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 da. Boing. I rolled a 4 for an 8.
Oh boy.
Levi rolled a 2 for a 6.
I got a 16, but then it was a 2.
Okay. Abarion, are you rolling?
I will try. Very well. Investigation with disadvantage. What do I press this, and then I do that, and then I grab that, and I roll that, and that's a 12.
Nice.
Not as bad as I thought.
Okay.
12 and 11.
All right. Yeah, you rolled a 12 and 11. Wow.
Yeah.
Was it a base 12 and you rolled a 12?
Yeah, sorry, it was a 12 and an 11, but both are +1. So 13 and a 12. Yeah.
Okay. So then, Craig, if I had not given you disadvantage, you would have rolled a 23, and I wasn't actually being serious about the disadvantage. But anyway.
You would gleefully play by your disadvantage rules, George.
Oh,
You just
okay,
want to
okay.
do what's right.
Yep. Anyway, you search through the storage room, and you do find, among the mundane supplies, some more interesting items. A magical
Hold on a
scroll,
second.
2 vials of pale red liquid, and a moderately sized bag.
Ooh,
Check out this bag.
sweet. I cut it open and put it over Ivy. All right.
Oh, wait.
And the bag of holding explodes,
Yeah,
killing all
no.
3 heroes
What if that was
instantaneous.
a good bag?
Yeah, no, obviously I look at it and like I'm not just like fucking it up, but I look at it. If it looks like it's not any better than my bag, then I'm just gonna make a hole in it. If it's better than my bag, it becomes my bag, and I'll cut open my bag.
Levi, maybe take a moment with that bag.
To be fair, it probably is not going to look better than his.
Yeah, it's a bag made of brightly colored pieces of cloth sewn together with fine thread and with a leather strap.
All right, that actually sounds like a magic bag.
It sounds like a match.
Nobody makes a backpack that looks like this, like
Yeah,
because
nobody's-
they want.
Yeah, nobody's purposely going, hey, why don't I get something gaudy? This'll play well. It's usually a byproduct of magic.
Yeah,
Perhaps it was just someone putting together whatever they had. I mean, we have to make do in the desert.
You have
We make
so
bags out
much
of
to
animal
learn.
hide.
Oh, Levi. Sweet, sweet Levi.
that's
And I am gonna look at the scroll.
Abarian will grab one of the red vials and stick it in his pouch.
Just take them both.
This
Oh, there.
spell is on your spell list, so all you need to do is be able to read it and know what it is. So,
Ooh, scroll of control
Ooh.
flames.
Wow, that's really nice.
Well, now I need to spend some time to put that in my book.
And I take the scroll and I tuck it away.
All right. Well, when we rest after shopping, I guess, then I'll figure out what the bag does.
Okay, but maybe let's not rip that bag. Huh?
Yeah, I'll rip my bag. Don't worry about it. I don't want to rip my bag either. I'm just gonna wear a cloak.
Do we find any other mundane things that we're able to utilize for him, or is the rest of it sort of like maintenance
the rest-
stuff for the tower?
the rest of it is school supplies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just go to one of the bedrooms. I get a sheet. Blammo.
And you wear a
cloak.
sheet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm literally just wearing a sheet for a cloak. That's it. You gotta
Gotcha.
make do with what you got. And we're going into a place to trade.
Okay.
Ugh.
And then you make your way down to the portal.
Are
Finally.
there fashion police where you live too?
Well, we're gonna make our way to the portal, and then we're gonna talk for about 30 more minutes. No, yes,
Kill
of
me.
course, we go to the portal.
Yeah, we're gonna go through.
Okay, you make your way to the portal, and this time you step through and see the dilapidated storeroom with boxes semi-rotted, cracked open.
Yep, this is about right. Welcome to Craig Boshoon, greatest named city in the world.
I seem fairly excited.
Baron kind of like gives like a half smile, like he's like trying real hard to be excited for this.
I know, it's pretty cool. All right, but first things first, Levi, help me just take a look at the portal itself.
And I'll cast light and just examine the portal to see if it has a similar disc setup and whatnot.
It does have a similar disc setup, and there is a power switch.
Okay,
All right.
perfect. There's a means for us to turn this off, so we might as well do so to make sure that that nobody who wanders into this area may or may not realize what's going on.
Exactly.
Click.
All right, you click it off, and of course the portal stones are left on the other side because they are activating the portal. But when you turn it off, on your non-dominant hand, you see miniature versions of the keystones that were in that room appear on your hand.
Oh, that's different.
Probably so that way if you got stuck here, you would always know which ones to get back.
Right. It looks like it's embedded the route into us magically, so that once we activate the portal, it will reattune itself in that direction.
Sorry, let me clarify. It is not the code to get there. It is each of the keystones that were there are options on your hand, basically.
Okay.
Does that mean you can teleport from anywhere, or am I misunderstanding?
That you could, in theory, use them to feed in the commands to go to a different portal if you chose to. So it's basically, since you don't no longer have the keystones because they were left at the mother portal, you would have no way of activating it if it didn't give you some kind of at least semi-temporary measure of activating it from your side.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, it seems we have means to go to other realms as well, easily enough from here. Instead of going back to Therathul and then back out, rinse repeat. It's like a nice fix for a middleman, you know? Cool. All right. Well, we're here. We might as well get started, shall we?
Yes, very well.
So, name of the game is Play It Cool, Natural, like you are here with purpose. In this case, we're looking to buy things. So just act like you're looking to buy things.
I blink twice and then start walking toward the first door and point at it. Is this the way out?
Yes, it should, if I'm not mistaken, bring us out probably into the streets. This place is, if it's anything similar to my contact who helped me begin my mission, it should be sort of hidden to look mundane.
As you look around, this appears to be the exact storeroom that you were in.
Okay, well, we're off to a good start. All right, let's go.
Very well. I will follow your lead.
Okay.
I've got my notebook out. I'm just jotting things down and smiling as we go.
You also, I believe, still have the key to this building.
Yes, of course I do. Duh. And I will. Oh right, and it's dilapidated right now. So.
So you make your way upstairs and you see that the front door is open.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go.
And I just walk out the door.
You walk out the door into the city of Craig Boshoon.
Greatest named city in the world.
I knew that was marching order.
Damen will lead.
Baron will follow closely behind.
I'll be in the back.
Great! Aberion steps out into the light of a new world. Around him, he sees creatures, races that he has never seen before, and some that he would not expect to see in civilized society. A halfling walking the streets, for instance, but none of the telltale signs of the cannibalistic mad creatures from his world. As he looks around, the sky is blue. He can see grass on the side of the road, and the people look happy and well fed, something you have only seen in the closest supporters of the Sorcerer Kings in your own world.
This is truly a magical place. The people
You got
here are
it.
very blessed to have been given such a life.
And what kind of disguise were you wearing on entering this world? Any yet?
Nope. I am
Okay.
a desert-looking mofo. Yeah.
You
Isn't
step
this
out
in a
into...
desert, though?
No. No, this city was to the north in the mountains. Yes. You step out into this light, you see all these strange people, and they see you, and their eyes just move straight on, as if there is nothing strange.
No one seems to be giving me any glances. Are you sure that I need a disguise?
Well, you sort of look like, what's the word I'm looking for? A savage. So, as long as you're not breaking anything, most people probably won't give you any issue. But you don't look civilized. You'll blend in better.
Barrett looks very taken aback, and he just sort of kind of open mouth, what, and
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? But it's true. It's a different world. So different rules, you know? Hey, I assure you, when we go to your place, I'll be all about the bone and leather and whatnot. But right now, why don't we get you some clothes and maybe proper armor?
Savage, they're the halflings. What? The toys are sucked up. And he starts just cursing in Elvish and muttering and following after Damen.
And Levi steps out into the street with his makeshift cover of a bed sheet. Again, lots of strange creatures. From your world, you've seen very few races, and none of them anything like this, like these creatures walking. Aberion is strange, but you can kind of see human-esque features, but that thing looks like a lizard person, and that one almost looks like a bug walking around. It's very, very strange. And the people also do not seem to pay you any mind.
I am just like, wow. I'm gonna try and actually, I'm gonna follow more side by side to Aberion, and I'm going to pretty consistently, tap Damen and be like, okay, what's that one? What's that?
That'd be a halfling. That would be a dragonborn.
And Damen, as you turn and survey the city, breathing in the air that is so familiar to you, you can see to the east a large storm raging, like the one that surrounded the island with the tower. This is not what you should be seeing.
That's different.
And as you survey further, the air, it feels different. It's not as cold as when you were here first. The sky, everything, it's not quite right.
Okay.
And the storm, I assume, looks similar to the other storms that we've seen.
It is identical to the storm that was surrounding the island.
Okay.
And this one is off in the distance, beyond the docks, beyond the wall.
Okay. I don't know. Can I try and make I guess it would be a survival check to try and assess based on the geography of the sand map in conjunction to where we were able to assess where the tower was, if I'm literally just looking at the storm from the outside?
Yeah, I mean, you can make a roll. Does that seem like the most appropriate skill for that? Survival?
I mean, I would say Arcana, clearly, because everything's so magical. I'm guessing survival because it's your ground and assessment of land, or maybe nature, if you're willing to argue nature.
Survival works.
Yeah, I presumed survival with my whopping +1. Here we go. Oh, God. Rolled a 2 for a 3.
That's setting the tone real good.
I shouldn't have rolled. I should have just assumed and just allowed my player ignorance to be it, but all right, give it to me.
You're not quite able to make the full leap, but it is out of place. Something has clearly changed here. And I mean, you were seeing the storm from the inside before versus the outside, so it looks different.
Okay.
All right, that's something to look into. All right, gentlemen, we need to get you some proper clothing. So let's have ourselves a bit of a shopping spree, shall we?
And I jingle a little. bag a coin and.
Sure, you know the way. I will follow you. This is your city.
Well, actually, I've only been here for a little less than a day, so I have a bit of a feel. But you know what? Sure, I'll take the lead.
And I will attempt to find us in this merchant city a clothier so that I can get these guys some proper duds.
Very well. You know that the easiest place to go would be the central strip for the market district. It is a very long street, very wide streets with shops lining the edges, carts in the middle. There is commerce throughout the city, but basically every shop you could hope to find is represented on that street.
Well, I don't need to do any bargain shopping right now. I need to just get results, so I bring them to the strip.
You bring them to the strip. You can easily find whatever mundane stuff you wish to purchase.
Okay.
Hooray!
I will give them just the basics of what they are looking to accomplish in order to make this as inconspicuous as possible. Levi understands he's just got to cover his plant. And I will I will coach Aberion on a specific look to make him look more like an educated elf, but not magical per se. Just more together, like a traditional-looking elf.
You want me to look like what?
It's very simple. You just need to have a proper shirt, a cloak, as well as perhaps maybe like a vestment. It might spruce you up a little bit. More loose fitting leggings, pantaloons. Your boots actually, they're pretty good. You can keep those. But if we do a couple of these things, you might actually be able to blend your armor in.
And I'll try and see if we can find some clothes that will help to sort of integrate his armor into it, but still cover the more like ridiculous barbaric looking details of it.
Okay. As you go shopping through the market, you notice it's strange. You're noticing all these unusual bits about the world. The strange storm, the way the air doesn't feel quite right, the difference in temperature from when you were here last. But the people in this town, they seem to not notice or acknowledge any of these changes. The people are still wearing the same clothes that you saw them in when they were far to the north, in one of the most northern and colder cities in your world. But now, the clothes you're wearing, you're feeling almost warm where you are. Yet they don't seem to betray any indications of this. Nabarion and Levi, as you are doing your shopping, out of the corner of your eye, you notice a young man in ragged clothing, whose eyes betray slight shock at the sight of you. He then vanishes into the crowd.
Hi! That was weird. Somebody looked like they looked at me in a Baryon weird, right? I'm asking
Do you
you.
know anyone in the city? Is it possible you have a contact here?
Oh, me? I mean, not really. Well, actually, two of my... Well, no, he would be... He's probably, if he's anywhere, if this magic is working out, is one of my servants would be at the tower near the Gavostian capital. However, I might have somebody who's over by the witch's tower.
I've disappeared.
I don't want to head to the witch's tower. I want to get these new clothes, and I want to figure out what we came here for.
Okay. Let's get the clothes, and then we'll try and figure out why you're getting weird looks. Though I suppose it could be possible that some aspects of the worlds have melded. I'm uncertain. What I do know is I need to get a little lighter shirt,
And I'm gonna also get a little bit of an update on me as well, as things are getting a little hot.
So I don't know if you heard me before, but I disappeared. I'm running after that person.
Oh, I guess I didn't notice.
Yeah, I didn't notice either.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say that.
I noticed. Okay, Levi is gone. Levi has vanished into the throng of people. Levi, I will need a survival check to try to track this person through the crowd.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna not do that very well, but I gotta try.
Mm-hmm.
And I am calling after them. Like I'm like, hey, wait.
Because that always helps when somebody actively runs away from you.
Oh my gosh, natural 20.
All right, so that's a 21. As you make your way through, this individual is clearly very skilled at what he does. Ooh, he is very skilled at what he does. And unfortunately, you do lose him, but not before you are able to make out the direction that he is heading. It looks like he is heading to the east, down this street, possibly toward the... Well, you don't know what's in that direction, actually. So you can see that
On the
he is
map,
heading...
What building would it be?
On the map, like you're on that big central street, and the path he is taking is heading toward the east.
So he's going to the Schlubby area. Okay. Huh. Well, I'll kind of just scratch my head and then make my way back to the shop.
Okay. Because you rolled very well on your survival check, you will be able to make your way back to the shop.
Hooray!
Okay.
Where I assume we're done with our purchases or whatnot.
Sure. Yep. Since you didn't notice Levi running away.
None the wiser.
Yeah, I stayed there with Aberion, focusing on making sure that he converts to being not barbaric.
Mm-hmm. And Levi comes strolling up.
All right, Aberion, you're looking much better now. All right, Levi.
I can't breathe these.
Might you have a little bit of sweat on your forehead? Well, it's not that hot. I mean, I'm feeling the heat, admittedly, but...
Oh, I chased that guy, that's all.
You chased him?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
He went to the district to the east.
To the east? That's going to be more of the dock workers and whatnot. It's the outskirts where people who don't get permission into the inner city are stuck in.
You pointed, I assume, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, to the east. Oh shoot, and the water is south, right?
No, the water.
No,
in the image that you're looking at now.
Right.
East
Okay, so I'm
is
right.
what you're saying is correct.
Okay,
if
cool.
he pointed, that makes sense. But if he just said east, if you were familiar with it, the geography has rotated 90 degrees.
Oh,
so
okay.
East would not be the docks.
So he'd
However,
be
since he
in...
pointed...
Right.
Yeah, I would have
Okay.
actually looked out the door and just pointed.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, we're at a crossroads. I mean, now that you both are properly outfitted and we can blend in a little better, perhaps we either investigate that, because I'll say that is curious, and I'm starting to think with the temperature change and the storm out in the distance, there's more than just us being in traditional Krigbo Shun.
And I'll turn to the merchant who we've been buying these clothes and stuff from.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, you've done more than enough, if I do say so myself.
And I will pull out a gold, and I will put it on the table, and I'll just leave one finger on it.
However, just a question. How long has that storm been brewing?
What storm?
Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. Did you not see the storm, just out in the water?
No storms forecasted here for some time.
I see. Well, again, thank you so much for your help here. My friends and I appreciate the excellent craftsmanship of the clothes that you've given us.
Of course. Happy to be of assistance.
And I slide him the gold, and I step away from there to talk to them again.
Yeah, this is spooky. Definitely spooky. Nobody notices that storm. There's something not right about how this place has been affected. Go figure.
Magic.
Yes, and I agree. This is kind of not a great form of magic. However, what that does mean as well is you both might not be targeted as much. However, I do think what we have done with you,
Motioning to the new cloak and the more normal-looking clothes,
that this will be for the better, just in case, especially if you've already been identified by somebody. That means it might be somebody from one of your worlds.
Could have been somebody who had dealings with the tower previously.
They came through the portal as well. It is possible. Hopefully they will make their way to find us, but for now, I think we should press on.
Okay. Then, with that in mind, I'm of two thoughts. One would be heading towards the Witch's Tower, where one of my contacts last was. They were investigating there for some information. And if we could find one of my contacts, that would be fairly valuable. Alternatively, if we head in the direction of the individual who identified you, there may be more breadcrumbs, if you will, to show us more about the impact of this place and why this person was able to identify both of you.
Yeah, I'm particularly interested in that.
Interested as well, but you do not know where this person is, whereas you do know where the tower is. It may be better to go where we are certain there is some information to be had, rather than chase around and not have any idea where we are going.
But we don't actually know that witch is going to be there, and she did try and kill us because of her shared personalities last time we met her. But
If she is one of the witches in all of our worlds, it is possible, but we don't know what we are walking into. It is probably better to just take a scouting mission.
All right. I mean, maybe in this world, messing with powerful people first is the right approach. Let's do it.
One
the
thing
goal-
to note. You would know this, Damen. Entry from the portal to the main city requires papers. You have your papers from when you entered. The other two do not.
Oh crap. As a merchant city, they are very specific on making sure you are properly admitted. And you two don't have this.
And I pull out from one of my pouches my paperwork that allowed me in.
This information, which will make it a little bit more uncomfortable to get you around the city.
We are already in the city. We bypassed any form of border by teleporting directly inside. How would we need anything else?
Well,
If we went to the other district, we couldn't get back in.
yeah, exactly. There's going to be checks regardless. It's rudimentary, and the individuals who oversee this place, the guards and whatnot, they'll occasionally ask. And if you're caught without it, well, that's a problem.
One person could be in, and the other could let someone else. Like, is there a door we could like prop open or something? I mean,
A door? No, that's not how that works. I mean, we could try and replicate the documents, or we could go towards the dock and,
As Damen says this, thinking about how he got in with one of those poor people getting roasted by his undead and whatnot.
And get paperwork, or maybe we could just forge it.
Yeah, are criminals a thing here?
Oh yes, but much more secretive. Not to mention, the people who sort of oversee the land. They really don't like people who like to fight against the grain, if you will.
we are looking for the help of people who are very difficult to find. Then
Yes.
perhaps we should go after your contact.
Well, at a
If-
minimum, that would be where you'd normally get through the documentation, but also people on the docks might have an easier way to slip us through.
Follow your lead on this. You know this place better than anyone.
All right, 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's go to the water.
Okay. You begin making your way to the docks. How do you plan to cross from this district to the other?
Which district are we in right now?
Market. You're in the market district, and there will be a checkpoint between the market district and the docks.
I guess just thinking about the process, is there not a did they not just like let you go out? Because we'd be going towards exiting the city, right?
You would be, but there is also a land exit.
Sure. But what you're saying is, regardless of going from the market,
You're going to
district
have your
the
papers checked when
docks,
you leave, when you
they'll
cross a
always-
wall.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, we need to sort of get you to carefully, and probably not through normal means.
Borrow papers off of somebody. I'm sure there are plenty of people here who we could just take papers from for a sum of money, of course.
Possible, sure. Though I have a strong feeling that the individuals probably would not do well without their papers. It's sort of a means.
Leaving the market district, we could find someone who is here, who is willing to part with their papers for an hour or so. We use the papers to go to the other district. We do what we need to have done, and we come back and return their papers to them.
Interesting. We can try it as long as they're amenable, and if they're not, then it gets a little sticky.
I shall try and handle this.
Good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Baron's gonna look around to ID someone who looks like an elf.
There are many people who look like elves here. They don't quite look like your people. They're much fairer. They don't have your tanned skin. They don't have the rugged, wind-blown, sand-scarred flesh that you have, that your people have. They look much more dainty.
Okay, so Baron is going to walk up to one of these dainty, fancy city elves.
It's super cool. No one turns anyone in for crimes here. I say it to Damen.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I appear to have misplaced my papers. after I entered this city, I think they got lost. One of my family members took them outside, and I need them in order to go and join them. I was wondering if I could pay you a sum of money to borrow your papers for an hour or so. That way I can reclaim my papers and come back into the city.
You can't be serious.
No, I'm afraid I am new to this area of the world, and I am not used to all
like
the customs.
you, thinking you could pass for one of my station, please.
Well, whose station would I pass as? I am just asking for your help. I only need to borrow your papers for an hour or so.
A likely story. I should report you to the guards for this.
No, it is a true
Undoubtedly
story.
seeking to use my papers to commit some heinous deeds.
What? Why would I want to do that? You would be able to report me. I can give you this money, and I can give you something of my possessions for collateral.
What possessions could you possibly have that are of any worth?
And Aberion very gingerly removes from the necklace around his neck, and he holds out the seed.
Is that a bit of dirt? That's what passes as worth value to you? Oh, please.
It is the last seed of my people. It can bring back the mother tree. It may not be of worth to you, but it is of worth to me. I will come back to reclaim this.
Well, that is.
And he says this
surely
with such sincerity and such like looking straight into this guy's eyes, like whether or not this seed means anything to him or anything to
your
the other.
persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm not good at persuasion. This is not good. Okay. Terrible.
That is performance. I mean, it's the same thing. It's a plus
Okay.
1.
Rolled an 11 for a 12.
Well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Didn't
Yeah.
immediately turn him hostile or anything like that, so that's good.
Right. Yeah, we take the small wins where we get them. Yeah.
Aberion's not a talker, you know?
No.
You know, sometimes people have to accept that, well, their people aren't worth saving. Perhaps you should accept that now. Goodbye. And he turns to walk away.
Okay. A new person, I guess.
I go up to the next elf person that I see.
I'm gonna try
Yeah.
something.
At this point, Damen also interjects.
Oh, I really thought I was going to get that brawl out of you. Man, thought that last line was going to get you.
Me too.
Aberion,
Good self-control.
Now, he's used to being looked down on.
Ah, yes, this is not Blart. I understand. I must reevaluate.
Aberion, this place is not so understanding. Perhaps we take this a different direction.
What direction do you have in mind?
Looking down the strip,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see if maybe there's like manhole covers or sewer drains, things like.
Give me an investigation.
Okay. 16
Okay.
for a 20.
As you make your way down, you do find a manhole cover. Similar, yes, a manhole cover. Sure, that exists. Sure, why not?
Swords are thin.
What is this metal disc? Is this something I could use as a shield or something?
This is the biggest waste of precious metal that you've ever seen in your life. It is a metal disc in the ground.
Why is this here?
There's a bit of a system used to run used up water to other resources and areas so that the city can continue to thrive comfortably. I'm suggesting that perhaps we try to navigate the underbelly of this city, literally, to find our way near the docks.
Would not the people who have created the city have anticipated people trying to use these underground facilities for transportation? Would they not make sure they are not connected under the walls?
Also, I don't want to walk through the sewers.
Levi,
I'm saying if I don't think it should be the first option. Could we try one other thing first?
Very well. What do you have in mind?
Well, I'm just gonna. I was thinking. So if we find someone who's selling something lightly exotic, generally people who are selling things that are kind of exotic have access to people who are selling things that are really exotic and often illegal. So we could try and move in that direction. I'd rather just get papers.
I mean,
We're in the part of the
papers-
city where we can probably get papers more easily, as opposed to if we go that way, and it'll probably be harder because everyone wants papers over there. Once you're here, it's probably more of a buyer's market, I guess you could say, as opposed to over there.
I suppose we can give that a try. Very well.
And we'll try to find one of the more exotic of stores.
Okay. What kind of exotic goods are you looking?
I feel like, and this is probably just how books and other media have portrayed it, but I feel like if you sell exotic animals, you're like always one step from being like some other bad thing.
So you're basically looking for okay.
That feels pretty
Someone's
accurate.
Like, I'll sell you a monkey, and I'm like, do you have any winged monkeys? And the guy leans over the counter, and he's like, oh, you're interested in the good stuff, huh? And then you get into the dark world of monkey bird fighting. It's a whole thing.
Presumably, you are not the one looking for this, since you don't know what would be exotic here.
Yeah, everything is exotic to me. So yeah, it's pretty up to Damen what that means. Also, I have things that are exotic that I could sell.
So then, I guess Damen is looking for, let's see, what's borderline like exotic that would suggest skirting the line. It wouldn't be dark magics and things of the like per se, but it would be probably like magical items, like tools and whatnot. Probably just elementary ones that like people with money would use to make their lives friendlier.
Okay.
Kind of like the drift globe, but you know, a high quality, because obviously it's magic and it's gonna be a near infinite in theory.
Okay.
Utility.
So, Levi, you're not sharing your theory about look for an animal, right?
I would have said it out loud, but then I would have said, but
Okay.
you would know better. And again, I actually think that makes sense to me because a lot of things here are outlawed, so I wouldn't even know where to start.
So
I do
you're
have
looking for a magic shop, thinking that it will be able to lead you to the more exotic magics.
Yes.
Okay.
Should we
With
find
that in
someone who's selling
mind,
magic shops that it's not their main source of income?
Hmm.
So, for example, if I'm selling assorted knickknacks, those knickknacks can come from anywhere. If I'm selling just normal, so in my world anyway, if I'm selling something that's magical, I'm not necessarily doing anything illegal because I know how to make these things. You see? Does that make sense?
is that a question for me
Damen?
or for Damen?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Who else would he be talking to, Damon? He was not talking to me. I don't know anything about magic.
I don't know. It's so hot here.
Are you okay? You're not used to the hot. I do not
it's hard-
control my world very much.
It's hotter than the city usually is. I'm sorry, you were saying, as far as things that are potentially illegal but not there per se.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that if we went to a shop that happened to sell magic items but didn't specialize in magic items, that might be better. Because if it was your main source of income, then that would imply that you just made it yourself or have access to others that do.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
don't have
So something more like a thrift store or general
pawn
goods
shop.
that
Yeah.
comes upon accidental goods while bartering is happening.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let me see what I can do.
And I will look in that
Okay.
direction.
So you were looking for a pawn shop type place.
Yes.
Okay. Give me that investigation roll.
You.
I will try and help unless I
Cool.
can, and then I don't.
No, that you should be able to hopefully identify. You wouldn't be able to identify exotic things, but finding a store that looks like it preys upon the weak and poor and horribly depressed people, that is pretty universal.
Ooh.
With his assistance, I rolled a 19, getting a 23 to investigation.
Okay, with your 23, you are able to find a number of pawn shops. One of them looks decidedly seedy.
That's the one.
Perfect.
All right, keep your coin purses close and let's give this a whirl.
I keep my corn purse in my hand.
No one would try to steal from me.
Okay, you make your way to the shop. The shop itself is, well, what's a good way of saying this? It looks like it has not seen a broom in some months. The goods, however, are all of far better quality than is indicated by the state of repair of the shop itself.
Okay.
Seems to be the place. As raggy and beaten down as it is, they have goods that appear to be quite valuable.
Well, yes, now we have to simply make the contact and see if we can get what we need.
And we'll start moving into the shop, taking in all of the goods and whatnot as we walk.
Okay, so you make your way in. You make your way to the counter behind which stands a halfling on a step stool. He eyes you and spits over his shoulder as you approach. What can I do for you?
We're in a bit of a buyer's market, looking for some unique items. Perhaps
Yeah.
your establishment can help us.
Yeah, well, unique's what we got here, so what kind of unique are you looking for?
Looking for access, if you catch my mean.
Want to give me a persuasion check to see if you can get the right implication across.
Sure.
Personalized access. Like a tailored key. I'm going to assist you.
Oh, cool. I'll take that assistance.
Just by standing there looking menacing.
Yeah. So first roll was a 4, second roll was a 10, for a total of 15.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're looking to get into some places that you might not really be able to right now. Well, I might be able to give you some assistance in that matter. It's gonna cost you though.
Well, what doesn't in Craig Boshun, the greatest named city in the world?
Damn straight. So I'm gonna give you some directions here. You're gonna have to head out into the docks, and then you'll be able to make your way to the contact. That'll be able to get you into any of the higher up areas you need to go.
Okay. However, what about the checkpoints?
Well, we're gonna be upgrading your papers for you. Isn't that what you need?
Well, yes, of course. And you can handle that? Or can your
Yeah.
contact handle that?
My contact can handle that. We just need you to bring your actual papers there, and we'll be able to get them marked up, so you'll be able to get into all the higher class areas you need.
Okay, that sounds great. But what if, hear me out, somebody lost their papers and needed replacement papers?
That's it?
Yes, that's it.
Also,
Okay.
let's also say there was a small fire in the record-keeping room and there was no record of them entering the city.
Oh, I don't care about that. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, no, that's all you need. Okay, yeah, that's significantly easier. Yeah, I can take care of that for you right here.
Ah, perfect. Yes. Can, you help replace these two gentlemen's papers?
Oh, of course. What do you want your, reason for entry to be?
The default reason is I do not care.
I'm going to say horticulture trading.
Oh, that's, wouldn't really, be bringing that up here. Trading of, fauna like that, or flora like that would be, heavily, regulated.
Oh, okay. Then just generic good trading?
Okay, sounds good. He doesn't seem like he really cares what you say, as long as it's not something that is outright heavily regulated or illegal.
Yeah.
So, he gets some papers together, he's about to start filling them out, about to stamp them. Alright, so that'll be 200 gold pieces.
200 gold pieces?
Well, yeah, you didn't think I was going to do this for free, did you?
No, but that's a bit steep, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the alternative is I turn around and call the guards out there and get y'all arrested, right? For being here without papers.
I
Illegally
let Ivy
selling
slither out of
papers.
my shirt and I say there are other alternatives. That is true.
Okay, make me that intimidation.
And what were you doing, Aberion?
Going to bare my teeth and like look at him menacingly and assist you with that intimidation.
I don't know what your intimidation is, but it's probably higher than mine. So.
It probably is because I'm proficient in intimidation, I think. Oh no, I'm not. Wait, am I? No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. Nope.
Damon will also chime in and go,
I don't believe you understand that a fortuitous relationship is one that helps each other, and those of us with resources can help one another. Perhaps you'll reconsider.
and I'll cast thaumaturgy and my eyes will glow.
Okay. Whoever wants to can make that intimidation check with advantage. Just tell me who's doing it.
I got a +3, boys.
You did it. You're the best.
All right. Come on, please. We need this. It's a 12.
I mostly just don't want him to do it now. Just so
Yeah.
we're clear. It's more of a don't turn us in now.
So a 9 + 3, so 12.
So he sees your eyes begin to glow. He sees an elf growling at him and about what looks like about to leap for his throat. And then he sees a little vine come slithering out of Levi's shirt. At which point he says, all right, look, just a little joke amongst friends here. It's fine. You give me 50 gold and we're good.
That sounds fair.
50 gold is much more reasonable. All right, boys, pay him.
Aberion, give me some of your money.
Baryon unceremoniously takes the 1,000 copper pieces that are still in his bag and just dumps them out in a heap on the counter.
I say Aberion, and I look at Damen. I'm like, that's rude, right?
It's not great.
I put most of it back. I say shovel most of this back in, and I get the equivalent of.
Well, actually,
That would be 10 gold.
He can keep that, but we need to give more.
So that's 10 gold, and then I'll give him 40 gold.
Okay, so he watches the mountain of copper pieces come pouring out onto that. He is not terribly happy about the prospect of counting all of that. And then you give him 40 actual gold pieces, and he says, screw it, it's probably good enough, and goes to work filling out the papers, stamps them for you, and then hands you your bright, shiny new IDs.
Thank you, my friend. And I didn't catch your name.
My name is, fuck you, Craig.
No.
My name is Fistpelt Meadowbleeder.
Fistpelt?
Fistpelt Meadowbleeder.
Very well.
Actually bleed metal.
Meadow. Much
As in the land with lots of flowers. You know what? It's a touchy subject. Forget about it. Fistpelt, thank you. We'll see to make sure that more coin comes to you in the future.
Great. So, you still want those upgrades too?
Well, that depends. How much are said upgrades?
More than that.
Then, what's the price?
Well, you'd need to talk to my contact to get that price.
Well, we will be in the area when we go there. We shall tell him what you sent us.
Great.
Yes, if we could still have the information to get to him, should we need that, we'll see to reach out.
Of course.
And he gives you he writes out on a little sheet of paper some directions.
There you go. He's called a Tinker.
Excellent. Fistpelt, you won't regret this. This is the beginning of a fantastic relationship.
He eyes the vine, the teeth, and your eyes, and says,
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
As I said before, you help me, I will help you.
And I flash my pearly whites at him.
okay. He is slightly comforted.
I flash my pointy yellows at him.
Yeah.
He is now less comforted.
Don't worry about that. All right, we'll see you later, Fistpelt. Keep it sleazy.
And I'll walk out.
You walk out, back into Craig Vauchoon, now newly papered.
I'm actually going to look at my papers compared to Damon's papers just to make sure, like, he didn't write, fuck these guys, they're here super illegally, like on the bottom.
Okay. They do not appear tampered with. They
They
appear
don't appear
legit.
blatantly wrong.
Right.
All right, that's
I mean,
as much as I would know.
yeah. It's. I don't think he didn't ask your name. The name is clearly wrong.
It's all right.
Yep.
Levi's a nickname. Oh, by the way, so I actually get, I look at my name. What is my name?
Your name is.
Or I'll make it up if you want.
Oh, George, you had to make your own made-up names for them.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
The merchant wasn't bad enough. You gotta push it
Nope.
more.
Baryon
name
is...
Your name is Ionavor Carey,
All
and
right.
Abaryon's name
I
is
can't-
Falinar
I can't.
Jonah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I
can't read.
tell you to give me yours.
I don't know that.
because
Yeah.
Falinar Jonah is the second one. Falinar Jonah.
Eleanor is Baryon, and then mine is
Well, now it's Donreth Bafer.
cool.
Oh, you have a random generator?
Yep.
Of course he does.
Okay,
He's sick of my shit.
so what I look at a Baryon and I say, if someone takes these papers and looks at you and says Falinor, you nod and you say yes.
Very well.
All right,
Okay.
let's head to the dock, shall we?
After you.
Hmm.
And I lead the way.
You head to the docks. On your way out, the guard does a cursory glance at your papers. He really does not linger on it too long, as yes, you are heading from the nicer area to the not as nice area. And you make your way into the docks. This is very, very different from what you saw before. The nicely paved road is gone. It's just dirt in all directions. You see rows of hovels to the north and south. But in the center, you do see what looks like a mockery of the market district you just came from, where those who were not able to get their papers have set up shop and are selling some of their own goods. And to the east, you can see the docks themselves, which are actually, in comparison to what is surrounding you right now, a very nice setup. The docks themselves are immaculately maintained and heavily patrolled with guardsmen in this semi-lawless area.
Just as a question, did that guard look bored?
Yes.
All right. I say, as we pass him, I say, thanks a lot for making sure this went so quick today. And I'm just gonna give him 5 silver.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. That's greatly appreciated.
Hey, you're doing a great job. And I just continue on in. And then I try and
Okay.
note in my brain where he is and what gate he's on.
And he will remember your face. Mission accomplished?
All right. So, Levi, can you describe this guy to us?
Oh yeah. He was young and he wore tattered clothes.
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
aside from that, you didn't get that much of a good look at him.
And it was a he. Probably. They were. I give him like an approximate height, like not. I can't get exact, but I'm sure I can get within like 6 inches or so. So I'm like should be around anywhere from
Yeah, he should be around like
5'6" to
4'2".
6 or what was it 4 feet
4'2".
tall? Okay, so it's a
4'2".
half for a child. Yeah, it did look like a child. So it could be a child or one of those half-fillings you were talking about.
Okay. Any distinguishing features, blemishes, scars?
I'll try and remember, but I don't think I got a good look. I don't say that to you. I'm saying that more to George.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I didn't get a
Yeah,
good
you
look.
didn't really notice anything. You got a look at his face and you didn't see anything. He looked like 100 other urchins you've seen on the street in your own
I would
cities.
recognize him if I saw him, but that's it. What
Okay.
color? I tell you guys what color his eyes were, so it's not to make George tell me what color they're.
Brown.
There you go.
Okay.
No one
Brown
knows
hair,
what
brown eyes, fairly tan skin. And notably, he was not dressed in anything warm. And anything warming. So
There you
whereas
go.
most people here are dressed for a northern climate, he's not.
So that I let you know.
You think he feels it as if it was warmer? You think he is exposed to whatever storm we are able to see that everyone else is not aware of?
Quite possible. I mean, the fact that he acknowledged you two lends me to believe he's aware that there's something not right with the setting.
I shall keep my eye out for him, but I do not expect anything. If he does not want to be found, it will be quite difficult to locate him.
Agreed. However, if he was as startled as he was in seeing you, perhaps another spotting might give up his position again, not expecting to see you. I would suggest maybe we just walk the dock, see what we can take in among the area, but hopefully just our presence will draw him out.
Okay. Give me perception rolls.
All right.
A 3 for a 4.
2 for 5.
18 for a 20. There we go.
Oh, a Baryon.
Yes, Aberion, you did also see this person in the street, so you
Yes.
have an idea what you're looking for. And as you troll up and down the hovels, just attempting to keep an eye out for anything while looking nonchalant, you do manage to catch another glimpse of him.
Yes. My elf eyes see something. Excellent.
Damon, I think I found him.
You take point.
Very well.
I approach him very non-menacingly. I begin walking in the direction. I don't make an indication that I'm approaching him, but I do begin walking in his direction.
So currently he is walking in a direction that is semi toward you. Are you attempting to circle him, or are you just coming straight at him?
Straight at him, but not like I'm not like going diagonally into him, but I'm still walking
Right.
towards his direction. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not attempting stealth at all, that's fine. As you get closer to him, he notices you, and his eyes again grow a little wider, and then he turns and begins as if he is going to run.
I am going to dead ass fucking sprint, I guess, in the direction after him.
Okay, athletics.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do.
Yeah, I'm gonna also try and give chase.
Okay, that's a 15.
Okay, as he turns, he bolts, his young form familiar with these streets. He begins to make some headway dodging between people, but you are simply stronger and better used to running, so you catch up to him. What do you do?
I'm going to say, "Wait, who are you?" And I'm going to reach out and try and grab him. I'll try and grapple.
Okay, make me that strength athletics check.
Damon will just be trying to follow, not ever seeing this guy, so I have no idea who he's actually hunting.
Man, that's a 3 for a 4.
Which is great because he also rolled a 3, but a 3 for a 2. So there we go. As you grab him. No, let me go, sir. I didn't mean nothing. Come on, let me go.
Who are
He's
you? Why did-
obviously a younger person.
Yeah.
Who are you and why did you run?
Please, I don't know. I'm just told to find the people who don't fit. The Tinker just wants to know who
Who doesn't
The
fit
tinker.
here?
Who is the tinker?
I don't know. I give him the messages about who it is that doesn't fit. That's all. That's all I do.
I guess by now the two nerds would have caught up, right? And,
Yes, the nerds have caught up to the job.
What are you doing? Stop shaking the boy.
I'm not shaking him. I'm just trying to extract the information. There is a tinker that he is working for. He has been telling him about people like us, people that don't fit.
The tinker? Like the guy we heard about?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, little boy, don't go anywhere. We're gonna let you go, though. We know about the tinker. We're in on the knowledge.
You also? Well, that's fine. Well, can I go then? I mean, you already know everything then.
Hold on a second.
And I'm gonna just go over and kneel down to the boy.
Before you go anywhere, how long have you been working for this tinker?
Well, I've been working for him for a couple months now. But you know, he'd already been here when I got here.
Okay. And how many people have you identified for him?
About a dozen.
and you notice this. Are you from here?
From here? What do you mean?
You see this storm,
Do you-
boy?
Do you live in Greg Boshun, greatest named city in the world?
I do now. I didn't really live anywhere before, but then I ended up here. And now I do, I guess.
So do you see this storm?
Of course I see the storm.
And you know that other people cannot see this storm.
Yeah, it's weird.
What was the name of where you were before?
The name of where I was before. Manifest.
I look at Damen. Ring any bells?
I look at a Baryon.
I look at the DM.
Look at the DM.
Does that mean anything to me? I don't think so.
No,
It's
it
not.
means
It's not
nothing
ringing any
to
bells.
any of you.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I shake my head solemnly then at the group.
He is just another wayward soul, taken from his home, like us.
Do you like working for the Tinker?
It's good money when I find people. It keeps me eating for a few weeks.
Do
You do what you have to survive, but you don't have to survive working for him.
Well,
I mean, it's work where I just go, and if I see somebody, I report it back to him. What's not to like?
how much does he pay you?
When I find somebody who gives me 10 gold.
Yeah, that's good work.
I look at him and I say, would you rather just be guaranteed a warm, place to sleep in a belly full of food?
He looks at you suspiciously.
You would
Well-
have to, sweep and stuff.
Yes, it'd be work. However, there would also be safety.
Well, where would that be?
A place that we know of. Place that we come from.
He again is looking at you suspiciously.
We are travelers from different worlds, each of us. We have used great magics to get here. We are trying to unravel the mystery that has separated all of us from our homes. And if you help us at the end of it, it is possible that you could return if you want to.
Or,
I mean-
full belly.
The full belly part sounds good. The returning home thing, well, ain't much for me back there.
Then how about
you
for a
mean.
better life?
Mm-hmm.
Give me that persuasion.
Okay.
I assume at advantage because we're all...
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay, let's see what we got here.
All right, that's pretty good.
There we go. Dropping a 2 and a 17 for a total of 22.
Well, that sounds good. Sweeping? I guess I could do some sweeping. I do it sometimes. Sometimes shops will, give me a little something to sweep up after them. I mean, I could do it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you never know. You could start by sweeping, full belly and everything like that. Learn more skills. Really end up anywhere you want. I mean, heck, me and Damen could even teach you how to do the arts if you got the knack for it. But we can discuss that more later. Where are you around normally?
I'm usually around here.
And more importantly, what is your name?
Godril.
Gadril. Well, what we offer you is a new home in a well-protected tower far away from this place. Are you interested?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
And Damen will look to Aberion and Levi and say,
I believe we have the makings of a new settlement.
I nod. At the very least, a waypoint to help get people home, which is good.
Yes. Now, that's not to say we'll send you back to this manifest, which we will want to know more about. But for the time being, well taken care of.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you'll learn about Manifest one day, I suppose. Everybody does.
That's foreboding. Okay.
Yeah, I note that in my book.
So I would say we bring him back first, and then get him settled, and then return. And perhaps give this tinkerer an investigation, huh?
Yeah, that sounds good, actually.
Okay. Come with us.
And we will bring him with us back to
Wait.
the.
Before we get to the gate, no, this is the guy we were looking for, but before we get to the gate, I say, do you have papers?
Papers? Yeah, of course. Tinker got them for me.
Ah, perfect. All right, just making sure.
Do you know if anyone else is working for the Tinker? We do not want word of your new affiliations to get back to him.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of people working for him, I think. But only a few runners.
So he has a whole organization here in the city.
Oh yeah.
Uh, where can we find this
I point
Tinker?
the people out, then the grabbers. Well, they
Grab.
So people would have come to try and abduct us. Had you reported our whereabouts back to him?
Did you report our whereabouts?
He looks a little guilty, and his eyes flick to where his coin purse is. And does not answer.
I see. What does
You are
that
with
mean
us.
for us?
Well, they're not gonna like kidnap you or nothing. They're just gonna, search you, see if you have anything unusual.
Are we being watched right now?
Well, they didn't really expect you to come here. Usually, the people who end up in this situation, they're kind of stuck over there because they don't have the papers.
So right now we're probably in the blind spot, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to see you here.
Okay. Well, that may change things a bit.
Where is this hideout? Is there a hideout or a centralized location where everyone who works for the Tinker goes to, or is it all like dead drops and you meet in seclusion?
Yeah, I have a dead drop. I don't meet him directly. I have a place. I go, I drop off the information, and they pay me.
We do know where he is.
Is the location here on the docks?
Yeah, it is. Also, as Rich noted, yes, you were given directions to the Tinker by that other guy.
Yeah.
Pawn shop
Okay.
guy.
Godrul,
Have you ever gone, and I will describe the vague direction that we were given as far as where the directions for the Tinkerer are?
Oh, I mean, I've been there. There's nothing really of note in that area, as far as I know.
what is in that area? I'm just curious.
It's the far end of one of those, of the street over there. He points to the north at the major street. Yeah, at the very north, there's this, I mean, I guess you could call it a plaza, but it's not really much of one. Can't afford much there. But yeah, that's where some of us go to gather and trade our skills.
Okay. And where do you stay usually? I mean, is there a place where you runners normally live and congregate, or do you have a place of your own?
No, I'm on my own. I'm a big boy.
Yes, we can certainly tell. The biggest of boys.
How old are you? How old are you, Gadra?
I'm 12.
You're 12 and you were taken from your home. That is truly unfair. I'm sorry.
I never had no home.
Well, perhaps you will have one now.
Do you know the other runners?
No, I don't work with them.
All right.
Of course, they're competing for your business.
That makes sense. It does. All right.
Yeah,
So
if the person I identify has been found by somebody else, I don't get paid.
Okay, well, just where we would need to bring you to your new safe home would be in the city. But I guess now there are grabbers and potentially other runners looking for us.
Yeah, that's probably right. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
My thoughts, and he'll look to Aberion and Levi before continuing,
is that we probably need to have a conversation with this Tinker before we go any further.
I would agree with that.
And I think it would stand to reason that it might be better on our own 2 feet than otherwise.
I would agree with that as well.
All right, Godrul, we would like to offer you this path, and we mean to do it. But we do need to speak with the Tinkerer first. If you wish to accompany us, you may.
If you don't, we can meet you here.
Yeah, I'll meet you back here. I got some business to take care of here, you know?
Gonna roll insight. See if this kid is just trying to please these 3 menacing figures that have just, as affectionately as possible, suggested to abduct him.
Okay.
And rolled a 17 for an 18.
There is some measure of, yeah, he's gonna say whatever he needs to get out of this conversation, but he is legitimately curious about what you offer, and his danger senses are usually good enough that he feels confident in his ability to gauge people who are after not good.
Okay. Very well, Gadrul. Then we'll meet you again out here. We'll walk as we did before and trust that your keen eyes will spot us.
Sure, that sounds good.
All right. Stay safe, lad.
You too.
And we'll let him mosey on off.
He moseys on off.
Okay. Well, we have directions, though plainly speaking, I think it's clear that our individual who we spoke with is not exactly the most reputable of folk. As merchants, we'll aim for the coin rather than doing what's right, wrong, good, bad. Coin is king here. So we should take Fistpelt's directions with a grain of salt, and certainly have our heads on the pivot to the utmost extent when we're going to that location. Agreed?
Keep my guard up. You do not have to worry about me.
Okay. Very well. So let's make our way then.
You follow the directions. You're walking past the hovels as you go. They're becoming more and more rundown as you make your way to the north. The areas that are less frequented by the wealthy patrons receive a little bit less of the donations from them. So as you go, the houses fall more and more into disrepair, until eventually you find what was generously called the plaza. It is a dugout circle in the dirt, where it looks like some attempt at cultivation was made to try to grow some kind of plant life, which failed and was ultimately abandoned. However, you can see patches scattered around the circle, and also within it, you can see a number of people hawking wares that are of a different sort than what you would see either in the main thoroughfare, or even in the docks themselves. These are more items of necessity, the foods that you would find amongst the squalor you see around you. And cutting through the voice, the crowd, one thing does stand out. The voice of a dwarf, hawking wares that seem a bit higher quality than what you see around you. You think that I am trying to cheat you with this? This is quality good that I have here. Aberian, as your sight is drawn to the familiar voice, you see Calvin there, selling his wares.
My God.
Forgot I made him brush.
Thank you so much for taking the time to enjoy our show. New episodes release every first and third Monday of the month, but stick around for the next part of this week's adventure. Meanwhile, a special Grab Bag Gaming is happening on our YouTube channel, so go subscribe at The RPG Blender. And if you're ready for a live experience, follow our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/RPGblender to join the adventure. And if you want to stay up to date on our releases, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RPG Blender, or subscribe on your podcast app of choice. We also have a tip jar and Patreon if you'd like to contribute to improving this show. Links in the description. Music is The Punk Rock Show by My Free Mickey, copyright 2012, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution License. Thank you again, and remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.
When I find somebody who gives me 10 gold.
And that's good work.
Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna get on that.
And then the adventure canceled, and everyone began working for the Tinker.
We work for the Tinker now.
It's like, where's Waldo? This is so easy.
I can spot people. Sorry, kid. You're out.
What? No! Oh, please, don't take my livelihood, please.
And a Barian slits his throat.
Oh,
Yay! No, okay. All right.
We're gonna make it.
this is in the
after all.
blooper reel, I hope.
The darkest timeline.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.